The vaunted war hero.
Yes.
Sephiroth.
So when did Red get this narration?
Before he could be stopped,
The countdown to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth continues, and Square Enix has just released a story so far recap of Final Fantasy VII to prepare us for the game. So let's talk about the amazing visuals of Final Fantasy and talk theories for FF7, because there's also been some really interesting interviews that have come out, saying that we can learn a lot from The Empire Strikes Back, as well as some very interesting quotes that we'll talk about as well. If you enjoy our time together, please take a look at some of the other videos we've covered on this channel, including our World of Warcraft cinematic journey, and of course our storied coverage of Final Fantasy. But here we go, guys. The
there is
recap.
so much to tell.
It's
Where
Red.
should I even start?
As Red 13th narrating. I love
With
it.
all that we saw, what we heard, what we felt.
The chills
This
from the
planet
intro.
of ours, destiny, our part in it.
The planet's sucked dry of life
Best to
from
start
Shinra.
at the beginning, perhaps.
Who is he talking to? That's the question in this narration, right?
Midgar, the city of Mako,
What's your theory?
ruled by the Shinra Electric Power Company,
Looks so good.
who drained the planet of its very essence, the life stream, and processed it for industry as Mako.
The
Our
music is
world
setting
was
such a
dying,
mood.
and so few could hear her cries for mercy.
And I love the lyrics of Sephiroth's theme, One Winged Angel, is setting this primordial, like something's wrong feeling to this, just like the planet crying out.
Rose up in her defense.
Cloud, awesome shot.
The anti-Shinra rebels, Avalanche.
The lighting is so good in this
Among
game.
them, Cloud Strike,
Maybe the best I've ever seen.
an ex-soldier hired by the Resistance to destroy Reactor 1.
Awesome. It's a really good recap, good pacing. And I think they were going to do a CG
Sector
one.
8, amidst the aftermath of the attack, Cloud met a flower seller named Aerith.
Aerith.
She offered him a yellow blossom,
Okay. Love it.
one said to symbolize reunion.
Tifa!
And thus was destiny set in motion.
Whoa, chills. The fade to black with
Reactor
Tifa.
1 gone, Avalanche
Destiny.
set their sights on Mako Reactor 5.
Okay, I love it. We're getting right through it.
Unfortunately, they were playing right into Shinra's hands.
Yep.
The company was able to draw the wool over the people's eyes,
Yep.
and in the end, destroyed Sector 7, killing thousands and laying the blame at Avalanche's feet.
Awful.
Though dear friends were lost,
Poor Barrett.
Avalanche had no time to grieve. Aerith had struck a deal with Shinra, who took her
This song
into
is
custody.
Beautiful.
With her capture, Shinra's obsession was within reach.
Elmira.
The fabled Promised Land. For Aerith was the last of the Cetra,
Yep.
the ancient stewards of the planet. And only she could guide them to paradise. To
Great
save
narration.
her, the team infiltrated the Shinra building.
There's the iconic
company's
shot.
beating heart.
Iconic, man. Few
But
shots
here
in
that
gaming. Oh, it's
another
iconic.
prisoner,
Yes.
joined their story
There
and
he is.
assisted them in freeing Aerith.
Yes. Legend. Okay. Oh,
Yet during our
Edge of
flight,
Creation.
we came face to face with a man thought dead.
Sephiroth.
The vaunted war hero,
Yes.
Sephiroth.
So when did Red get this narration?
Before he could be stopped, Cloud's foe fled
Jenova.
with the corpse of Jenova, the cataclysm from the stars and the catalyst of our plight.
He looks so terrifying, Sephiroth. Really is
Eventually,
like the
we
best
too
villain.
made good our escape. Pursuing troopers defeated, we raced toward Midgar's edge.
All right. Here we go. I love this song so much. Edge of Creation.
Yet Sephiroth once again intervened.
Legend.
Suddenly, deafening screams rent the air. Whispers, the arbiters of fate,
Yep.
descended upon the city.
They're going to talk about it. The cries of the planet. So cool.
Before their imposing wall, Aerith warned us. This was Destiny's crossroads.
Yep.
Every moment, every action, every step taken had all been as the Whispers willed it. To fight them was to break free.
Yes. Iconic
On the other
shot.
side of fate, Sephiroth waited, the Whispers undulating within him.
The whispers undulating within him. That's a huge line.
Down upon his rival, sundering destiny.
That's a huge line. They never really said that. They just showed it visually.
And the shackles of destiny broken.
Yep.
We stood before the unknown, a world of boundless freedom.
Awesome. And the feather.
It was there, beyond where fate could follow,
Yep.
that a new journey began.
Awesome. 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 Love it. That was so well done. Yeah, let's just talk about it. I have a lot of thoughts and theories. So if you've never played Final Fantasy VII Remake, you definitely should. This is very, very vague. Like, there wasn't too many spoilers. There's no character stuff discussed or anything, but just kind of gives you the basics of the story going forward. But man, this was so well done. I love the narration from Red. My main question is, when does it happen? When does it happen? Yeah, we're going to talk about it. If you've been enjoying our time, like I said, please make sure to subscribe. Put on the bell notifications, because we've been doing live streams and having a lot of fun with the community. So thank you everybody who's joined the Discord and been a part of the conversations. Rebirth, I cannot wait for. I can't wait to stream it. It's going to be so much fun to share with you guys. I think it's going to be one of the best Final Fantasy games ever, probably the best. But yeah, this is really incredible. They do a really good job of covering the basics of it, again, with only 5 minutes. Here's the real question, though. So they said they're going to put out a CG recap that plays the beginning of Rebirth, explaining the story. And they actually showed shots, like CG shots, from the fight against Sephiroth at the end there. So what is that? When is that going to play in Rebirth, right? This is very interesting questions to answer there, which is really cool. I thought this was great, though. Obviously, the visuals are ridiculous. This game, I really think, has the best lighting I've ever seen in gaming. This shot right here. I mean, it looks pre-rendered. It's ridiculous. It's in-game. This is in-game. And this is actually from Remake, not Rebirth. This is from the first game that came out a couple of years ago. So that's how good it looks. The beautiful rim lighting and this ray tracing coming in from the ambient diffused lighting, because, you know, it's a foggy night and you have the green light filtering through the fog and filtering through the back of his hair just a little bit. It's ridiculous, and reflecting off of his Mako colored eyes. And then, of course, on this side we have this warmer lighting and this rim lighting on this side. It's just like, it's a beautiful image. And this is one of the only video games that's ever had a lighting team. Well, that's probably not true. I can't speak for every video game ever, but this team had a lighting team, and they lit scenes with different key lights, rim lights, and everything, as if you were lighting on a set per shot. And you'll actually see when you sort of go into camera, you know, on PC, you can mod the game and move the camera around. You'll actually see the lights like turning on and off, all the different ones as the shots change. It's ridiculous attention to detail, and it pays off immensely, because this looks like a film, right? This looks like a massive budget, like really well lit piece.
The anti-Shinra
So awesome.
rebels, Avalanche.
Biggs and Jess. Oh man, it's so good to see everybody.
Among them, Cloud Strife.
And
Next,
something I love about this game is the character intros are always really strong. It's like this. We have the Cloud character intro here. That shot we showed, which is just awesome and iconic. And then we have the Barrett character intro, where he walks up through here like an absolute boss. Another great intro shot. Of course, this shot of Cloud
Powered by
again.
the Resistance
We have a pretty, I think they skipped
attack.
Aerith's first
Cloud
shot,
met a
actually.
flower seller named Aerith.
Yeah, that is a nice shot,
She
though.
offered him a yellow blossom,
Love that, of course. When we look at Tifa,
and thus was destiny.
that was really great. Yeah, what a moment.
And
I love, like, it's foreboding though. Look at this. Thus was destiny.
thus was destiny set in motion.
Destiny set in motion. The fades from the flower with Tifa. Ooh,
5.
foreboding.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, I love it. There's so much stuff that happens with the character here. I think they did a good job of choosing the stuff that is that is, you know, the most extreme plot stuff that's going to be happening in Rebirth. So you can jump right into it. Because remember, you're gonna learn all the character stuff very quickly in Rebirth. Like, oh, what's this person's relationship to this person and stuff. They're going to be talking right away. So this is the stuff to get you in the story, be able to follow along the basics of it very, very fast. So I thought it was a good recap. I love that Red narrates it because he has this air of like, you know, being someone who is ancient and has knowledge of the planet, which he literally does. So I thought that was cool too. Really cool. And the thing about the whispers here is so interesting.
The whispers undulating within him.
The whispers undulating within Sephiroth. That line is amazing. And if you follow Sleepy Z, Baby Seal, we've talked about it on their shows and stuff. There's a lot of cool sort of theory crafting that has come from. There's a shot where Sephiroth like absorbs the whispers into himself, and it's like, what was that? And there's a lot of theories about how that's going to play into his plan and stuff. And it was really cool to kind of have them say that in this narration. I don't believe it's been said so overtly. It's only been like a visual thing that's observed. So that was really cool. But yeah, let's talk about some of the stuff that they've released. So they said we can learn a lot from The Empire Strikes Back, and this is super interesting, just as a quote, because it makes you think like, oh, they're probably going to do, and again, like this will be into spoiler territory for the next game. If you guys don't want to get spoiled for the rest of FF7 story and stuff. Of course, we're referencing the original and how it's going to play into Rebirth. So be warned, spoiler. This of course makes you wonder about certain character deaths. This is how Rebirth is going to end with certain character deaths? That could be really Empire Strikes Back, right? There has to be some massive loss. Some humongous. I mean, think about the Empire Strikes Back. What are the key moments? We learned that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Don't see how that's going to apply here. You know, there's going to be some revelation, I think is what they're saying. There's going to be some massive revelation, I'm assuming having to do with Sephiroth, or the main characters, probably Cloud's backstory, right? Just like Luke's backstory. So I think that's quite applicable. The truth of Cloud's backstory. So that's quite a parallel. And then of course, on top of that, there has to be some sort of physical loss. And I think it might be a certain character death, but they've also kind of teased that might be pushed back or changed slightly. So it's super interesting. The other, and I'd love to hear your theories, the other really significant quote that's been come out in an interview has been that they said this is going to, in the past, link up to Advent Children, but they actually said overtly, now Hamaguchi said that this is going to be like, it's going to lead into Advent Children. Advent Children is canon in this story. Like this is the same exact story. So it's kind of put to bed certain theories that were a little more extreme. Like this is a completely different universe. It's a completely different Cloud. It's going to be totally different. I mean, I guess theoretically you could still make that work. And it's like, you know, going to reference, but end up in the same universe as Advent Children. But I think those theories are a little too far-fetched. And I think it would just kill the hype because it's like, wait, oh, this isn't even the same characters that we love and everything. So I hope they don't do that for the whole time. But this is interesting to say that it's canon, it's leading into it. I mean, what happens in Advent Children, right? Like certain characters being grieved because they died, right? So it's okay, those characters are probably going to die, you know? And yeah. So, and of course, there was a lot of theories that maybe Tifa might die. Tifa is alive and well in Advent Children, living with Cloud, you know, raising the family of Denzel and Marley and everything. So not very likely in that case either. Which I'm happy about. I thought always the Tifa death was a very absurd thing, and there's just no reason to switch the deaths around other than to just surprise people and lose like all the meaning of the original side. I don't see any appeal to it whatsoever. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be done somehow and be appealing, but I don't know. Why change the beloved story is my point. So very interesting stuff. How is it going to play into Advent Children? I think it's going to play in just like it did before. I've said the whole time this is just a revision of the story. This is not like just a sequel. Like it can also have sequel elements that will add more to the story of FF7, like if you know what I mean, and kind of like hint at what's to come or whatever. But I've never thought it was just a sequel, if that makes sense. Like its only function is to be a sequel. That's just completely wrong. You know, why did we hang out in Walmart? That has nothing to do with a sequel of FF7, you know? So yeah, I mean, it's always been, you know, maybe 5%, maybe 1%, kind of like new cool ideas and then the rest of the entire game, 90% of it or more, is just, it's a remake. It's a remake of all the scenes. So that's where I've always stood, but I can't wait to see how they kind of just flesh out stuff and kind of give more meaning to Advent Children. Like I greatly suspect the Zack stuff is going to give more meaning to the Advent Children stuff, like with Zack, with Aerith, and all that stuff. So that's my basic theories on it. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please let me know. We're going to be continuing our World of Warcraft cinematic journey. So get ready for that. It's going to be very exciting, and we're also going to be doing some more live streams. So, like I said, throw those notifications on so you know when the live stream is going to pop up. Hop in Discord if you want to always stay on top of everything that's happening. A lot of exciting things coming, guys. And if we do the math, I mean, it's only a few months until Rebirth comes out. We're going to be playing it together. And also, if you are a World of Warcraft fan watching this, because we've had so many recently, I'm really excited to share some of these stories with you if you've not played Final Fantasy, because they're quite amazing. Anyways, you guys are the best. I will see you around town.